What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis here, your host of the Trogaholic, and we are back for the AP Academy Week 9 battle when we go up against SlackOut and his team being the Northern Weasels. He is the dude that has done always my graphics in my channel for quite a bit a while, and thanks to him my quality of my videos have risen up from the, I guess, good old days when I used to try to do those on my own and it wasn't too pretty, to be honest. So make sure to check him out. His YouTube channel will be down below in the description. I would encourage you and really would like to ask that you go and subscribe to him and follow him and at least give him a like for this video and his previous battles, cause I would really appreciate it, and I'm sure he would as well. His roster you can see above my face and as well as my own as a comparison. So let's just dial into the team of 6 that I'm gonna be bringing, and it's gonna be a very brief one in itself, cause to be honest I didn't spend really too much time on this preparing for this battle, cause I just had my UBL Season 4 finals versus Automatic, and after that I haven't really felt like I want to really immediately jump into things and start grinding again. So we'll see if I manage to win this week or not. I know it would mean a lot to SlackOut in itself that he wants to beat me, so I still hope that I can give him a good fight. And for myself in this regular season I'm pretty much locked my playoff spot as it is, so now I'm basically just playing towards to getting one of the 6 spots for playoff bye week in the week 1 for playoffs. So as long as I ensure one of those, I should be good to go. But regardless of that, let's now go through the team, and we are gonna be going or starting off this with my G-Max Gengar, which is gonna be running 4 attacks as you can tell, with Sludge Wave, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt. Dazzling Gleam is there to hit the obstacle as hard as possible once we are in the G-Max form. It should be able to OHKO it for the most part. And Thunderbolt is for his own G-Max being the Corviknight, which is actually quite a bit of a problem once it's in the G-Max form, because it's gonna be so ridiculously bulky. So I wanted to have the option to nuke with that. And I'm gonna be bringing dual elected types as it is, especially my following member that might benefit from the elected terrain that I'm gonna be summoning if I go for a Thunderbolt with my Gengar in the G-Max form. And speaking of that, we are gonna be covering my Zeraora this week, which is gonna be Shockberry this week with Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Grass Knot and Protect. I don't touch the Celebi too hard, basically at all, but my thought into that is that I rather Volt Switch on the upcoming Celebi and go into something like my Gengar or my Hydreigon, which you're gonna be seeing, or even my Type Null, and deal with it that way. And I rather have the Shockberry and Modest Nature, so I can deal with a Bulk Up Corviknight, I can deal with the Seismitoad 1v1, cause he should not be able to OHKO me back, so I'm very free clicking Volt Switch every single time if I see Celebi and Seismitoad, cause on the Celebi I get the momentum, versus the Seismitoad I have the Shockberry to enable me 1v1 that thing on the following 2 turns. So that's the thought progress there. Protect is there just in case to scout a potential choice Scarfer, because I feel like he needs to bring one versus me, because I have Zeraora on my team now and it's the fastest one in this matchup, so I figured that that might be nice last-ditch effort move to put there and kinda get out the feel of what is his initial offensive response to this thing, what he needs to bring. So that's the Zeraora, and then we are gonna be bringing out Choice Scarf Hydreigon. I know I don't wanna run this kind of set, but I wanted to bring a Choice Scarf just in case if he brings some of his middle tier as a Choice Scarf, like Obstagoon or Gallade for example. So I rather to have the speed control over that, and it gives me a way to outpace the Frostgrass and Cinderace and Boltund outside of them being Choice Scarf themselves, which I can scout on later on yet again with the Zeraora if I get the vibes of them being Choice Scarf instead of the things that Hydreigon could outspeed then later on. So it's there for that, and it provides me also defog as well in a pinch, because he has a lot of hazard stacking options on his team. Outside of having only 2 Rockers, he still does possess Spikers and T-Spikes on his team, so I want to be able to remove those hazards if it comes down to it. So that's the Hydreigon. Then we are gonna be bringing a Poison Point Qwilfish with Rocky Helmet. I wanted to put Intimidate on this, but then I started to think about that I have dual Intimidators on my team, so there's a chance if the Obstacle shows up and it isn't the Guts Flame set, it might be Defiant, so off the chance it's going to be that, I rather not give it a Defiant boost, and if it's like Choice Banded double, it's like, it's gonna murder something on my team, so I rather not have that going against me. And I still should be bulky enough to take on Cinderace, for example. And there's a good chance I may get the 30% chance of poison. And then I also have the Rocky Helmet for chipping things down. So that's the Qwilfish. I don't expect it to last too long, but ideally it's gonna be able to wear things down. Some consistent damage through Rocky Helmet and maybe get lucky with the Poison Void and go from there. And then we are gonna be bringing another Restock mod in Special Defensive Type No, which is going to make its debut. This thing is here just to slow pivot versus the Primarina and Celebi, which I was most concerned of, or even Frostlash for that matter. Like basically the special attackers I wanted to have a nice pivot into that I can get a slow U-turn off and go into my offensive threats and go from there. So that's pretty much the Type Null. Obviously gonna be holding Eviolite and then the Battle Armor as the only ability that it can run. And then the final member of the team is gonna be fully physically defensive Rotom mode. This is kind of there to be an all-around pivot for things like Volturn, depending on what move he goes for. It can switch into Celebi and get a slow Volt Switch if Type No is worn down at the time. It can tank a hit from Gallade and see that if he's item boosted or if he is Choice Scarf or Assault Vest, I can switch into even Corviknight and take the hits pretty well. So it's kind of like a nice all-around pivot as well for the team. So we have a good amount of momentum with Volt Switch from Rotom and Zeraora, and then we have U-turn from Hydreigon and Type No. So hopefully this will work out for us. There are a lot of different threats that he could bring that my team right now, as I build it, doesn't deal with. But with the amount of time that I was willing to prepare for this battle and how much it actually means for me, besides just trying to give a good fight to a good friend of mine who wants to beat me, I would rather just have this kind of approach to the battle and see how it goes. If we win, great. If we don't win, well, good for my friend instead. And maybe it makes him feel a little bit better next time around as we go up against and have a good ending for his own season, because he's not making it to the playoffs. But that's gonna be all for that. And now let's go see how this battle is gonna be turning out. Alright, here we are with the battle versus SlackOut, and let's see what he decides to bring. The nervous hasn't really kicked in yet, but it's a little bit there, but it kind of shows that I'm not as invested to it as I guess should be. But hopefully we're gonna have fun battle regardless. No chance regards to that I've already lost before the battle began, but hopefully we can win. If not, it's okay. He does bring Primarina, Seismitoad, Obstagoon, Corviknight, Cinderace, and Celebi. No Skuntank, which is nice for my Gengar. So his only good resistance to its stabs are basically the Obstagoon in itself. And when it comes to a lead, I could lead with my Hydreigon and just U-turn out, because I don't see him leading with the Primarina necessarily. He could, but I have Type Null, so switching to it. And we can pretty much use it. Yeah, I kinda like Hydreigon as a lead and go from there. See where it takes. I could also actually lead with my Qwilfish now thinking about it. Hold on. No, because it would be pretty bad, I guess, for the Seismitoad. Actually, I'm gonna lead with the Qwilfish. Fuck it. Let's go with that. This is gonna, hopefully, I have enough time still, so I'm gonna lead with that. If he leads with Seismitoad, I have Rotom in the back as well. But I kinda wanna lead World versus the Obstagoon or Cinderace. I have to worry about the Obstagoon a lot, because it could be Guts, it could be Defiant, it could be Reckless, so all of the abilities could work for his favor, but there's a good chance he might be Defiant, because I have dual Intimidators in Qwilfish and Scrafty on my roster. But he's gonna be leading with Civ, which is going to be the Seismitoad. God damn it, man. So it didn't work out for me in that regard. He's probably going for the Rocks, which is what it is. But I think on that point of on, I just go into my Rotom. This sucks. I could have just stick with the Hydreigon lead. But I guess even then I would have always just U-turn on it. Maybe I could have led with my Rotom-Mow, but that's all in hindsight. But let's see what he does. He might try to predict this, or he just goes for rocks, because our rocks are pretty free for him at this point to click. Unless he's carrying them on Celebi and this is something else that he tries to pull up. But we're gonna be swapping out, obviously. It's very predictable for him to see that, but like, there's not really much I can do about it. And yeah, there comes the Stealth Rocks, and here I do anticipate him to swap out. There's no reason for him to stay in. So I'm just gonna hard swap Volt Switch on this Ice Method. So like, there's no reason for him to stay in. This is his answer to the... or one of the answers for the Zeraora. So he's gonna swap out. I expect the Celebi to show up. Fauna. That is the Celebi. Okay. So we get that right. And I could go into my G-Max Gengar immediately, which would be a pretty solid play. I could also go into my Hydreigon and just U-turn. And that puts me in a position with the Primarina. Yeah, I think I'll go into Hydreigon and U-turn from there. I could also actually default just to get rid of these rocks. I don't actually mind the default. He's leftovers on it as well. He could obviously have Dashing Clean, but the way I bring it in, I don't think he would risk it at this point. So I could value the momentum or just removing these hazards. And I think I removed the hazards instead. So we're gonna be clicking default. He does swap out, expecting Primarina, to be honest. Because I think Primarina makes sense to be like AB on this matchup, or even Restock. But we're gonna be defaulting away at this point. Just to get rid of these rocks. And then we're gonna be hard swapping into this. If he swaps into anything else, it should be okay. But we are gonna see. If he makes a double, I'm curious that what he would be his initial play versus this thing. But he does go for the Moonblast. We are especially defensive. And does decent amount of damage. I'm gonna actually check that real quickly. If I just manage to pull it off quickly enough. I'm not gonna worry about it actually. We're spending too much time as it is. I don't wanna... I should be calking that, but I'm not gonna calc it right now. I probably should have calked it prior to the battle. But he does go into the Corviknight. And this gives me pretty much... I could go into Rotom-Mow and just Volt Switch again. That's probably what I'm gonna be doing. It's pretty much free at this point, just Volt Switch with it. And after that I could go into my Gengar and not having to take the recall from the Stealth Rocks in itself. This is kind of like annoying early turn of events that I feel like I have to kind of see my opportunity when I'm gonna be Gigamaxing with my Gengar. That thing is by far my best breaker on this matchup, but I don't want to not utilize the turns properly on this point of on. But let's see what he does. He could get Gigamax at this point, but I'm not sure if he wants to do that. And if he thinks it's going to be premature. Because he cannot do too much damage to me if I'm physically defensive. So I would think that he shouldn't do that play right now. But we'll see what he decides to do. Curious to see. Yeah, he does swap out. Let's see what he does. Hisagi. That's a Cinderace. Okay. So he wants to go into this instead. And we do a good amount of damage to him. This is pretty much where I can go into my Zeraora. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I would assume that I outspeed it unless he's Choice Scarf. And at this point, I could Volt Switch, to be honest. That's what I'll do. I'll see what he did. He could. Okay, he does Hard Swap. What does he Hard Swap into? Civ. That is the Size Method. Okay, so I have Shock Berry for this. So I'm gonna be going for the Grass Knot here. He's gonna be having Rindo, but this gives me opportunity to weaken this thing heavily. And let's see what he does. I anticipate him to just get up rocks, because I have shown that I want to switch into my Rotom mode earlier. But even if he attacks, I have the... Oh my god, that was a critical hit, wasn't it? It wasn't. It wasn't a Rindo Berry. Wow. I'm shocked that it wasn't a Rindo Berry. Wow, I thought for sure that the way that the HP dropped, I was like, I for sure got lucky there, because I anticipate the Rindo, but I guess it never popped up either ways, but wow. Okay. So I'm very curious now, once I see from his side, or we share our teams, that what was his item, because I was so certain he had to be a Rindo for Zeraora. Like, sure he has a Celebi as well, but like, you need to have those kind of checks. But now he does go into the Celebi. Okay, we're gonna Volt Switch on this and go from there to see what his response to this will. What would he go for? I could go into Type Null, but I do also want to keep it healthy, which is the issue. I could go into my Hydreigon, which takes care of the Earth Power Play, which I think I will do. I'll go to the Hydreigon and go from there. What would be his play? I think he would click Earth Power versus this, but he does go for the Energy Ball, so that's fine. I can pretty much U-turn here for free. And see what he's gonna be doing here. He could also stay in and predict that, but even if he stays in, like, I can go into Type Null and just U-turn with that yet again, so... Like, there shouldn't be too much risk on this play, I would think, because if he stays in, he probably clicks Dashing Clean, but he does swap out. Probably should be the Primarina yet again, right? Yeah, that's the Primarina, so... We're gonna be able to go for the U-turn from there. And honestly... Okay, I got a critical hit. That's why the U-turn did so much. I was like, wait, why did it do so much? Does he not have HP investment? But now, this would be opportunity for my Gengar to come in and just mess him up real good. Because I don't think he's gonna be poison reducing berry with this, so... I could do just that. And see... Because I kinda want to Gigamax off the chances Assault Vest, because then he would live this hit. I could also G-Max Thunderbolt to cover the Corviknight as well. I think I covered the Corviknight play. Off the chance is very risky. I don't think he should risk this thing either way. But let's see what he does. I'm just very convinced that he shouldn't risk his Primarina when I have Hydreigon in the back. Unless he has other measures to deal with it. But let's see. I want to go for the Thunderbolt, just in case if the Corviknight shows up, tries to... Celebi comes in. Okay, well, he gained a lot from this, because I went for the Electric type move thinking that that would be the swapping, but fair enough. Fair enough for his behalf. I guess the other option is that I go for the Poison type move next. But he might be doing this as a sack play, thinking that it's the most expendable, so I might just go for the G-Max Terror move instead of anything else. But I'm not sure, because then it will... Because I'm overthinking about the Obstacle as well, if he would show up for the Ghost type move and try to waste him that way. But I'm gonna go for the G-Max Terror, not thinking about it too much, I guess. Just to make sure that I kill this thing. But fair play to him if he does predict this and go into Obstacle. He does swap out, don't be the Obstacle, please. It is the Obstacle, god damn it, man, he is predicting this very well. Okay, that was a well played from him. But I want to think I'll live a hit even if your choice Scarf. Let's see. Obstagoon versus Gengar, as I'm Dynamaxed. I do live the hit. So I think I go for the max star for hoping that it will kill. He is Choice Scarf. Okay, we should live this as we do, thankfully. Okay, so this is a really bad that I kind of didn't get most out of my G-Max turn. This was the thing that I worried about, but hopefully this kills. Okay, I think that was a kill on the Obstagoon. I would like to think I just kill it. It's kind of annoying, like the HP bar is useful, but on these scenarios it's kind of annoying. Okay, we did kill the Obstagoon, so... Okay, at least we got a kill out of the G-Max turns, but this is a prime example, like if you don't get the moves right, it is manageable, but it is very predictable heavy game as well. But now, he does go into the Cinderace, and at this point it's very safe play for me. I want to keep this Gengar alive, because it can nuke the Primarina if needed to. And now we go into Qwilfish, and this is the only thing now Qwilfish has to worry about at this point, that we were able to get rid of the obstacle, which wasn't the God set after all, so he was Choice Scarf set. He does hot swap. Who does he hot swap into? Okay, he does want to make the double, expecting the... Alright, fair enough. Fair enough from his behalf. But now he has to click Psychic, but that's fine, because I have type null either way. From my behalf, so... We'll see what he does. I would think he clicks Psychic or even tries to predict even further. He might be doing this because he feels that he's a little bit in the back foot, but that's okay by me. He does go for the Psychic, so he might be speed investment on it. But we are able to live that. He does get this Pedef drop, which is not too great for me. He might go for the attacking move now, to be honest. But like... I think I wanna rest just in case if he stays in attacks. Because he got that special attack drop. He is Calm Mind. Okay. He's a Calm Mind set, so this wasn't the greatest of ideas, I guess. I should have attacked it. I forgot about the... Oh, the Misty Search is up. Wet Potato. I forgot about the Misty Terrain. I'm seeing it right now, but I forgot about it. Okay, that was a mistake for my behalf. Now my own G-Max move played against me, but that's okay. That's okay. I guess at this point I have to just damage it. And I do know now that he's not Assault Vest. He does go for the Calm Mind yet again. So I have to just keep attacking it at this point. Like, this Primarina can do a lot of work, because a lot of my attackers are actually special this week. And we do a good amount of damage to him, so that's pretty nice. I could try to preserve this, because I have this Pedef drop. But like, is it worth it in the end? I don't think it necessarily is. I think I should just attack it still. To see what he does. He does go for the Hyper Voice. Do we die? We do die to it. Okay, so... There, the special defense drop was kind of unfortunate at that point. But now... I think... what I have to rely on right now would be that I go into my Gengar. Get off a big damage with Sludge Wave so that my electric types can deal with it. I think the Gengar is now the most expendable member. So we're gonna be going for this Sludge Wave and get some damage off. If he swaps out, so be it. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, this thing is the threat right now, which I have to address. It's kinda embarrassing. I'm thinking about the guy. God damn it, I literally quick rest on the Misty Terrain, but that's just what it is. But we should do decent amount of damage to him, as we do. And he's gonna be going for the Hyper Voice. And that should be all for that. But that should be okay. Gengar kinda did its job, I guess. And we can go into my Zeraora, which definitely should be able to take you out. And I can think that if I wanna click Volt Switch or Thunderbolt at this point. What do you have left? You have Corviknight, you have Celebi. I don't actually mind just Thunderbolting here. Yeah, I think I'll Thunderbolt. I don't think there's a reason for him to save. And I'd rather Volt Switch on the upcoming things if I need to. So that's gonna be that for it. For the Primarina, so Hydreigon is freed up a little bit more to click its stabs easily, especially Dark Pulse is now a lot more free. But let's see what he does. The Corviknight is still in the back, which he hasn't G-maxed yet, so he has the quote-unquote broken mechanic still. Well, it is a broken mechanic, I don't know why I'm trying to kind of saying that it's not because I only fucked it up myself on this battle. But it's okay. He does go into Celebi. And at this point I think I just Volt Switch into my Hydreigon. And then I just Dark Pulse. If he doubles, it doesn't really matter at this point. The only thing that would matter is that he predicts this and has Dazzling Gleam. But I don't think I have any other play regardless. Yeah, I don't have any other play, like, so I kind of have to do this play. So we go into Hydreigon. The rocks are thankfully not up. He does go for the Energy Ball. Yeah, alright. And Dark Pulse should be free right now. I don't think I want to U-turn on this thing anymore. Yeah, I think I want to just Dark Pulse. If I get rid of the Celebi, it's gonna be very nice for my remaining of members. If he allows damage for the other things, I am actually Modest Nature this week. Because I didn't think the obstacle would have to be Jolly if it's short scarf, so I'm kinda well, at this point it doesn't, I guess, matter anymore that I took that risk, but it gives me now better damage output for the remaining of the battle as I go for my attack, so let's see what he does. It's kind of like he could preserve this and go into Corviknight, but I don't mind that because I have Rotom fully healthy for that. If he goes to Cinderace, I have my Qwilfish fully healthy for that. But he decides to stay in. I would like to think this kills, and it does kill the Celebi, so that's pretty nice because my remaining members did not deal with it all too well. And now Zeraora is looking quite free. My Zeraora is looking quite free right now. And here comes the Cinderace. Now, does he make the double yet again? And if he does, what could he gain from that? Not really all too much. I'm going to the Qwilfish regardless. There's no point of me risking this thing, because this is another way for me to get damage on him. And he probably clicks U-turn regardless, like he needs to attack me to kill me with high jump kick or U-turn. He does click U-turn. We get a little bit of chip on him with Rocky Helmet. Do I get lucky and bad with Poison Point? No, I don't. I guess I didn't deserve it because I haven't played it all that great, to be honest, on this battle, so we are not YouTube/automatic on this channel. I love automatic, don't get me wrong. It's just funny for calling him lucky and bad, and I tried it myself right at that point. But we go into Rotom regardless. Back to the battle in itself, what we are supposed to be doing here. We go into Rotom. He probably is gonna G-max at this point, he kinda has to. Or he does go for the bulk up. That's scary. That's scary, I'm not gonna lie. But I do have my special attacking elected types, and we're gonna click the lucky and bad button yet again. This time it's gonna be called Discharge on my Rotom. Well, let's see what he does. I would think that he has to commit right now in Dynamax. Well, Gigamax, I guess. It's better at this point, it's a Gigamax and not Dynamax, so he would get speed boost. That wouldn't not be that great if he got speed boost, but thanks to the signature move being like basically attacking move plus defog, unless he got a agility off, he should not be able to boost himself any further. But let's see how much this is gonna be doing. I knew that at neutral I take them quite well. And at this point it's just important for Rotom to get damage on this, so Zeraora revenge it. So we're gonna be going for the discharge here. We get some good damage on him. Do we get the para? We don't get the para. This is probably the signature move, isn't it? Yeah, this is the signature move. As you can tell, we can actually avoid the 2-hit KO, which is lovely. I guess I couldn't right now Pain Split, to be honest, because he has so much more HP than I do. Yeah. Let's try it. Let's try to see how much I gain from it. I'm probably gaining quite a bit from it, to be honest. Yeah, I gain good amount of it, so I'm able to now take 2 hits. Yeah, we take another one thanks to the... if that happened to be a roll. I don't know if it was a roll, but now I at least took it. So So now he has only 1 turn remaining, and now I can just eat shots and leave it from there. And now Zeraora definitely should be able to deal it a lot easier. And if he tries to roost me, like, he's risking a paralyzation at that point. So we get the damage off. Do we get a para? We do get the para, which is lovely. As my Discord... Oh, did I get a full para on? I'm sorry, SlackOut. Wow, I got lucky, but I did get the para into full para, so... That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough for him, not gonna lie. But we're gonna discharge it again. Because after this, Qwilfish comes in and deals with the Cinderace, so that's gonna be all for that. We get the discharge off, and Rotomo is able to deal with the Corviknight, so... That should be for that, unless I'm missing out on the Cinderace. That what it could possibly do to beat me. I don't know what it could do. Bulk up Sucker Punch? Sweep, question mark? Maybe that would be a thing that he could still pull off. But like, he's super low, so there's no way he can beat the Qwilfish 1v1. So we're gonna be doing just that, going to the Qwilfish. And see where it's gonna be taking us from there. So let's go to Qwilfish, see how this is gonna be turning out. I would like to think I beat this thing 1v1. If he has an hit, but I should avoid 2-hit KO from it if he would have gone for it at first, but he didn't. He goes for the Pyro Ball. And now we just click Waterfall. I had Waterfall over Liquidation just in case if the I get the Pyro... Oh, he misses a bunny. That takes me back that he misses a move versus be a fire type move. Because last season when we played, he missed a bunch of moves. So I guess that's a fitting ending to our battle. He had to just... that's funny. I'm sorry, SlackOut. That ending wasn't too pretty for you because you got full parrot and then you miss a Pyro Ball while at it. But I guess the miss didn't matter. It just made it more funny. But good game to him. Make sure yet again to check him out. His YouTube channel will be down below in the description. I would highly encourage you and kind of ask you to do that because he helps me so much. So I would really appreciate it. I'm sure he would as well. And we have 1 more week to go in the regular season, and we're going up against Curt, I believe the dude is called, who actually took over for someone else. So we're going up against him, and then we are going to be having the playoffs coming up from the APA Academy, which is pretty cool that we are starting getting closer for this, and then we are going to be waiting for the DLC to come out for Pokemon Sword and Shield. But until week 10, until we get back into business and preparing ourselves for the playoff run here in the APA Academy, thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.